Carbon capture and storage is a technique that we have developed to help us reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Now, ever since the time of the Industrial Revolution, we've burnt coal in our power stations and factories, and the coal produces CO2, goes up the chimneys and into the atmosphere and causes global warming. We now realise that global warming is a really significant problem that humanity needs to deal with, so we need to develop methods to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. And obviously we want to try and have as much renewable energy as we can, but in the meantime, around the world, people are burning coal at still vast amounts. So we need a technique that we can use now to help reduce emissions from things like coal-fired power stations. One way of doing this is called carbon capture and storage. Essentially how this works is that the CO2 from the power plant, rather than emitting it through the chimney into the atmosphere, we capture it using various chemical engineering techniques. We then pump it through pipelines from the power station to the nearest suitable sedimentary geological formations. We drill down into these formations and inject the CO2 into them. A suitable formation will consist of a sandstone layer into which the CO2 can move because it has a high porosity, overlain by a shale layer which will trap the CO2. So the CO2 will fill up the reservoir, and because it's buoyant, it will sit at the top of the reservoir trapped underneath the shale layer. So it will form a layer of CO2 in the reservoir trapped within the rocks. And therefore the CO2 is trapped safely underground rather than in the atmosphere, causing global warming.